Well, hello, good morning, everybody. What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Little something special here, Sunday morning stream. I don't typically stream on the weekends, but I just couldn't wait any longer. I mean, I've been eagerly anticipating the release of this aircraft, as have many of you. So I figured I'd take a little bit of time out of my day today, and we're going to do a short hop. It's only about 130 miles or so, reposition ourselves to Fukuyuku. Oh man, somebody was telling me how to say it earlier. In Korea with the beautiful Fly J Sim Q400. This airplane is pretty sweet, guys, and I really think there's a lot of little details in this airplane that make this a very superior product, and I think that it has wow, looks like we have company over there as well already. Look at that, love to see that. We got 2 Qs on the ramp, awesome. So it's just a lot of little things in this airplane that I've noticed that really make it stand out to me. I can't wait to fly it. Today is not going to be really a full-blown tutorial situation. We're just going to kind of get in and fly it. I have no formal training on the Q400. I initially thought I might be flying the Q400 when I got hired at my first regional, but I bypassed it. They offered me the Q class, and I bypassed it to fly the Embraer E-Jet series instead. Now, looking back, I kind of regret that decision because I think this airplane would have been pretty cool to fly. And when I was flying the Embraer series, they eventually shut down the Q program, the Q400 program, so I started flying with a bunch of guys that were on the Q for years, and they would tell me stories of the Q400. I commuted on the dash many times, being deadheaded around the country, especially up in the Northeast. So I've been on this airplane quite a bit. I've been in the jump seat. I got a pretty sweet jump seat video I'm probably going to post out to my members here soon. I got to find it. I think I took it. It's on one of my old phones, but I have a really sweet approach into, I believe it was Telluride, on a Q400 from the jump seat. So, I'm obviously a jump seater. I can have my recording device out, but no, definitely wouldn't want to be doing that when you're flying, especially this airplane. It is a handful to fly. I'm excited. Let's just get to it, guys. Good to see everybody here, all the members in chat. Phantom 320, good to see you, man. Hey, I hope you're getting ready for a multi-crew stream soon in the Airbus, man. We got to do a multi-crew Airbus stream now that Phantom is back and ready to go in his current work situation. So good stuff all around. Let's get to it, guys. Let's hop into this lovely airplane. I'm going to go over how I set up all my throttles as well for my Bravo quadrant for the for this airplane. I did do some stuff a little bit different than what I think most people have been doing. I'm using the Airbus grips and the GA grips to kind of use multiple functions here, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. One thing that we do need to do is stumble our way through the universal FMS. Now, real quick, Andy, $20 bomb dono. Thank you so much, Andy. $20. I appreciate it. He says, thanks for the stream. Well, thank you, Andy. I do sincerely appreciate that. It is nice to kind of have a little Sunday morning stream with you guys here and fly something that I'm extremely passionate about. Turboprops are just something that I've always loved. So I'm glad you're enjoying the content, Andy. Thank you, sir. But real quick, we'll talk about this universal FMS. Before we power up and get out of here, because it is a short flight. It's only about 30 minutes, so we got some time. But when I was flying Citations, I was flying the 550 Bravo primarily, and I was flying that aircraft around probably for a year. And at that point, my buddy that I was flying with, he said, hey, you want to contract out and fly some older CJs? I said, yeah, why not, man? I can branch out. I'm kind of building the resume, right? Young aviator trying to build time and experience. So I was sitting as a safety pilot in a CJ. I think it was a straight CJ. I think it was an old Citation jet, and it had the universal FMS. And when I first started programming that box, I got so mad, I would just start raging because it is so non-intuitive to work, to manipulate, and especially in an airplane, especially a low-time pilot like myself at the time. You're flying a fast jet around. Well, I say fast, but faster than standard 172 or whatever I'd been flying as an instructor for however many years. So just trying to fiddle around with that box after getting so used to flying the Bravo with its much more updated FMS system. it would drive me absolutely crazy. And we're going to have some issues today, I'm sure, because I haven't done any practice flights. This is my first through flight on this airplane. You're going to see it live on this stream. I flew the Dash 8, the Majestic Dash 8 in FSX. I flew the wings off that thing for many years. I got it the day it came out on FSX. I love that airplane. So I'm going to do a little bit of hybrid stuff. But okay, enough chit chat. I'm super excited. You guys probably can tell I'm excited. I'm here already rambling. We haven't even powered up the airplane. But I don't know if you celebrate Halloween or not, but you should definitely be a little bit scared that I'm doing my first ever through flight on stream with you guys. I've never even once attempted a landing in X-plane in this airplane yet. I literally took off, took a screenshot for the thumbnail, Alt F4, and went home. So here we go. Let's fire up the airplane, guys. We're going to come up here. We're going to get the main battery master on. We're going to get that main battery on as well. Turn on all of our batteries up top. We are going to connect the ground power. Let's just go ahead and connect GPU. Love the iPad, or the FlyPad as they call it. External power on. And that will get us some power going on here. Let's get our screens booted up. Nothing to align. This airplane is just old school. When I say old school, GPS. Donation. We're going to get everything fired up here, get our screens on. I love the cold and dark state of this airplane. The attention to detail when things flicker and turn on, and the power-ups. I mean, this UNS-1 just... I have PTSD from how mad I used to get trying to program this frickin' box. I tell you what. Another massive dono. Al, thank you so much with the $15 bomb. I appreciate that, sir. Don't see a message with your donation, but I really do appreciate your support on the channel. Thank you very much, sir. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Glad to have you on board this morning. All right, let's get some lights here as well, because it's kind of dark. Turn on the storm dome. We'll turn that on. Let's get our position lights on, tail logo lights on. That's booting up. All right, let's plan our load here. I'm not going to go in detail over this. By now, you've seen all the content creators. The Q8 did a review, a full detailed review, excellent review, getting into the nitty-gritty details. I love his stuff. I watched that one. I watched a little bit of Flight Deck to Sim as well. So you guys have seen all of the little fine details. We're going to kind of just do a practical flight here, kind of how probably most of us will when we first get in. And we're going to be flying this airplane more and more. So you guys will see plenty of stuff. But all right, let's take a full load of passengers. We're going to take 78 people here. Main hold 365, 780. Let's back that out a little bit. Like maybe 600 pounds or so in the forward main. That looks good. Total cargo, that's fine. Time en route today is only less than an hour. I'll put an hour there. Total fuel. We need today... Our flight plan, we're going to need 5,700 pounds of gas. So we're going to bump this up, 5,713. That looks good. Changes our zero fuel weights. And you can change, I mean, the detail here is unbelievable. You can change female, male, and all that stuff. So we're going to load that. Lots of people complaining about terrible FPS. Well, right now I'm getting 40 frames per second. Amelia, I haven't seen much yet, but I mean, it is a little bit heavier, but I mean, my system, everybody's rig is really different, right? For some reason, mine seems to be okay. Now, we'll see when we start flying over in Shanghai with a lot more stuff going on that it might tank a little bit more, but right now it's been okay. HM Devil Doc, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says I subscribed while you weren't streaming, but glad to support you, V1. Hey, Devil Doc, appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much for the support on the channel. That's if you've been a subscriber since before I was a streamer, you've been around quite some time, so I appreciate that. Route distance 290. That's not. Is it 297? 15 minutes. We got 42 minutes. 45, plan gate fuel. I'm just looking at everything here. It's 164 is our total distance. So let's change that. 164. Time en route 39. There we go. Taxi time 10 minutes. Reserve of 30. We'll do 947. How much do we have for the reserve? We have 613. No, 45. So it's really? So we have our FAR reserve of 45 minutes, which is 1,400 pounds. We've got a 15-minute extra, which I call it 2,000. It seems like a lot of extra gas. What happens if I do that? Reserve fuel quantity. Oh, well, you know what? Why don't we just do 613 then? Oh, 947. Okay, I guess it's adding. It's a sum of it. Okay, cool. I got to play with that more. Taxi fuel 22, en route, fuel use 5,000, landing fuel 3,800, 78 people. We're going to connect or confirm, and we're going to start the loading process. So they're going to start loading. Love to hear that, or love to see that. We talked about that briefly, about the real-time loading. Welcome to the channel, Adam. Thank you for becoming a member on the channel. Exclamation point, welcome for your new perks here. Appreciate having you on board. Let's take a quick look at these props. Look at the detail on that, huh? Does that not look freaking amazing? The 3D modeling on this airplane blows my mind. I've always said Fly J Sim is great stuff. Huge fan of their 7.2, 737, 200. But this is just next level stuff here. This is really, really fantastic modeling. That Q looks sweet. Hope somebody makes an ATR. That would be cool, David. That would definitely be cool. Can you take off into the vertical? I don't think you can do vertical takeoffs in this thing here. All right. We got a couple Q400s ready to fire up. Let's tackle this box. I'm going to be heads down for a minute. I wouldn't say I'm nervous about this part, but this is the biggest challenge of the stream today, is getting this programmed. I used to program these in that old CJ, so this is the first time I've seen this box properly modeled and be as annoying as the real thing. So it's like anything. Once you get used to it, you'll be fine, but initially it just takes a lot getting used to. So, and I've got my own methods. I liked FlyJSim had a good method that he was doing where I used his video to kind of refresh how to do it a simple way. So we're going to kind of take that method here. All right, so RKPU, our destination, we're going to put that in next. Now this is controversial, is RJFF, going straight into that. Now one thing that you can do is put in the destination twice, so if you load an arrival and you get a direct to, you still have the airport in there. That is something that is a good idea as well. But kind of build it backwards essentially. All right, let me go back. Already screwed it up here. We're going to depart off runway 36. Oh, see, look, I already tried to select 36. You have to select the number for runway 36. Now, this will screw you up. Let's say you're departing runway 2, and runway 2 is the second option. You're like, or 2 is the first option. It's very easy to jack this up. So runway number 2, which is actual 36 runway, enter. We are going to be on the APAR 1 Romeo, so that's number 2 as well. It's basically a course reversal, and there is no departure transition. So we're going to enter that twice, come back to the flight plan page. Now we have our no link. After Aparu, we're going direct to, well, we're going to pick up an airway. So we're going to go list, airways. See, no, I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just go PSN. Papa Sierra November, because we're going to end up going direct PSN. Oh, no. See, I already screwed it up. Already jacked everything up. Already screwed the whole thing up. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. Menu, departure. We already did that. It's in there. I was so close. Oh, that's fine. You know what? We'll just do it. We'll go PSN after there. No link. Papa Sierra November. Enter. Accept.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the new subscribe, man. Appreciate it. All right, from the PSN, now we're going to go list. Airways. And we're joining Alpha 582, which is number 1. Enter. And we're going to take that all the way to the India Kilo Echo transition, which is number 4. Enter. And then now we can kind of see what we got here. So we've got our jacked up departure procedure that I messed up, PSN, all the way out to IKE, and then from there, arrival. This airport seems to be pretty cool. It has some pretty cool arrivals. What is the weather over there? I think is it the northern arrival? If we do a northern arrival, we have to do a full procedure turn. Let's add fuel to the fire and try to do a full procedure ILS going on a northbound landing. Let me just real quick check active sky. What are the winds there in Fukuyuku? Man, I totally screwed it up. 100 at 2.
Donation.
So yeah, let's land north. Why not? Mateo Chewy, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for the $10 dono. Really, really appreciate that. He says, hi, Captain. I hope Miss V1 kids and pooches are all well. Really hope travel will get back to normal soon for all pilots so I can see my beautiful... I think you already get that. Hey, Mateo, thank you so much for the $10 bomb. I appreciate that. Yes, we're all well. We actually did a donut run. We have a Sunday tradition. I take my girls to go get a donut. And then I said, hey, I got to do a little streaming. Daddy's got to do a little work today, but then I'll be back home and it'll be a good Sunday. I just could not go another day without doing this. So again, I appreciate the support, Teo. I do hope that I'm sure flying's going to pick up, man. It's already starting to pick up. I think it's only going to get better. Thank you again for your support. All right, we're going to select 2, which is the northbound runway 34. As far as the arrival, I don't know. Because this has Mount SW, so... But I was looking at charts. Let's look at charts real quick here. We're probably going to end up just flying green needles at this point. Let me go back. RJFF. And let's look at the arrivals. I think it was the Hawk that I wanted to fly. The Hawks North. I'm changing what SimBrief had. No, it wasn't Hawks North. Tyler, what's up, man? Thank you for the for another dono there. Appreciate that, sir. For the $10 super chat, Tyler. Thank you so much. It says, big up, Captain. Hope your Sunday morning is going well. This bird is a nice one. Tyler Smith, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Yes, morning is going very good here. It'll be much better as soon as we finish this box programming here, but I appreciate that, Tyler Smith. Thank you so much, man. Big up to you, sir. All right, this is what I wanted to do. Except north.
Subscriber ahead. Look
No.
up.
I thought there was a Hawk. I thought there was a Hawk arrival. That came off of IKE. I guess it was the ICSUP. No, we don't want to do that one. Okay, let's do the ICSUP then. We're gonna do the ICSUP. So 5. Enter. And I guess there's no transition. That has us from ICSUP. All right, screw it. We're gonna just do it our own way here. We're gonna do the full procedure for 3-4, which is 1, select, enter, flight plan, and then we're gonna go D2, number 2 to sync it up, enter. Hey, we're cooking with gas now. We're gonna deal with that en route. That's one thing you never want to hear somebody say. Hey, we'll just deal with it en route. Everything else looks good there. You know what? I'm gonna fire up the APU as well. Let's fire up the APU, shall we? I'll disconnect that GPU. Love the sounds. I was really heads down there on that UNS one. I apologize, guys. I have to... It's going to take me a couple times to remember how to program it. But this bird, the great thing about this bird, I'm mostly looking forward to flying it in green needles or true VOR nav. So we're going to go FMS1. I don't know why that's interesting, why that's shaking like that. Let's go generator on. Let's get bleed air on. And let's get the bleeds on. Min. And we can probably disconnect external power. And then we can go ahead and turn this guy off because it's kind of loud out there. All right, so we got the APU running now. We've got that set. Let's do some perf data. We're still waiting on this to finish, right? They're still loading. People are still coming on board, so we're still going to wait on that. As far as our ATC, let's get that online. 22.8 is tuned in. Let's get some more stuff going up top here. Everything else looks good. Let's get our emergency lights armed. No smoking on. That looks good up top. These are all on. Okay. And our top altitude, we're going to take it up to 19,000 feet. I'm not sure why this is glitching out here. That's interesting. Makes me nervous. Master crossfill from FMS1. That's going to crossfill what we put in FMS1. Huh. Let's put the FO on. His FMS is tweaking out too. Weird. I'll put him in VOR2. Hopefully that goes away. I have not seen that before. Alright, sounds like we're closing up the door. Yes, we are. Okay, here we go. We have 78 passengers on board, so we're going to click here. We're going to do 78. Enter. Our cargo weight, total cargo, is 1623. Load that in here. Enter. 0 fuel weight, 5847. Close enough. Not quite, but it'll work. Fuel on board is, I need to go back to the load data. What did we load? 5713. Enter. 64,170 is our gross weight. And we had extra fuel. What was our alternate gas? Real quick. Charts. Up 1. Our alternate gas. 1738. It's a lot of alternate fuel. Let's just say we don't have any hold fuel. And no extra. So 0 extra. Cool. There we go. That is set. Flight plan page is up. VNAV, we're not going to mess too much with the VNAV. We'll probably mess with the target vertical speed on descent. Other than that, that looks good. Checklist time. Before start, circuit breakers, check. Passenger signs on. Emergency lights armed. Anti-skid on. Fuel transfer quantity, we're not going to do the test. Check. Emergency brake pressure has been checked. Power levers disconnected. Condition levers are fuel off. Takeoff data reviewed. Start approved. Real quick before we do that, let's look at our departure procedure. Basically, we're going to fly out, make a left turn. I'm just going to direct us to PSN, probably, the VOR, and we'll get out of here. All right, APU bleed. We're going to do all this good stuff. Come up here, bleed off. Let's go ahead and start white anti-collision or red anti-collision. Hold on, I'm curious. So we got red. They're closing up all the doors. And let's call pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Since he's right there, let's delete that. Let's just kind of... Let's do this. And then pull me forward to spot 4. Ah, I don't like that. Let's just go like that. What the heck?
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Q8 pilot. $50 bomb. Q8, sir. Good morning. How are you doing? Thank you so much for a $50 bomb. Q8, I was watching your detailed, thorough live stream review of this aircraft, and I was just drooling, man. I was drooling at the screen. I could not wait to get my hands on this beautiful airplane. You did a fantastic job. And guys, I haven't even scratched the surface of all the little details on this airplane yet. If you really want to see the details, check out Q8's live review he did. He really went in depth with some of the neat features, and we're going to talk more about them on this channel the more we fly this airplane. But again, I just want to do one quick stream this morning and spend some time with you guys. But thank you, Q8, for your support. I really appreciate that, sir. Fabio coming in with another €5 donation. Thank you so much. He says, Captain, wish you a great flight. It's a great plane and one of the best X-plane add-ons out there. Fabio, thank you so much for your support as well. I agree with you 100%. It is definitely in the top list of add-ons for myself as well. So thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. Carter, what's up, man? Good to see you here, bud. Welcome. Birkin, you're talking about the flat textures. You know what's interesting is I kind of thought that looking at other streams. I don't know if it's YouTube compression. I got to do the Q8 pilot fix here for the shadows. But when you actually get in the cockpit, it does not feel that way at all. But I initially thought that, especially this panel here, for some reason, like on streams, it didn't. I was like, that looks a little flat. But then when you get in the actual airplane, it really does make a difference. It really looks good. Brakes released, clear to push.
Starting pushback. And you may start engine.
Roger that. We're going to start engine 2. So we're going to go selector to number 2. And here we go. Start feather. I don't know why it's oh, I know why. Oh well, I'm gonna change that after the startup. I like it for this airplane, I just don't like it for that startup. I gotta change it. Grow, what's up? Welcome to Private Pilot, sir. I'm a little bit nervous why my FMS is doing this. Slightly concerned. Min speed, there we go. Got some generator loads.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set, clear disconnect.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
You can totally do single engine taxi, but since it's a short taxi out and we're going to do a back taxi on the runway, we're going to go out on 2 engines. This airplane's been sitting all night, cold and dark. We get a nice warm-up time on it as well. I mean, just check out these views, though, guys. I mean, the modeling, I cannot even tell you, like, it is unbelievable how detailed the modeling is and how clean the texturing is. Very intricately detailed, extremely detailed. Just look at this land. Oh, I'm scrolling down the window shade. I didn't want to do that. Look at how detailed the gear are. Uh-oh, now I'm stuck.
Hose disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. Well, see you next time and have a safe flight.
Roger that. We're starting 1. Use caution. Monitor this one from inside. So, as far as... Oh, the FMS is fine once we intercept before... Okay, thank you, Q8. I appreciate that. Makes me feel better. I don't think it's XP realistic. Lost Trucker. I think it's because I made an error when I was programming the departure, and I think it wigged out on us. We'll just go ahead and pull you out of feather as well. See, I like the little bit of wiggle for the prop RPM. I'm going to make an adjustment. And then once I get this profile tuned in exactly how I want it, I'll share it with you in the Discord. Because these planes do shake a little bit. Not a lot. They do definitely shake. Engine startup. We gotta turn this vibration like down to 5. Engine vibration. Let's do like 15 and 20. I'm gonna tweak these. I'm gonna make this try to get this profile pretty accurate, and then I'll definitely post it. Alright, that looks good. Kill you, get you back on. Could have had the recircs on. Sorry for everybody back there getting hot. That looks good. Heats are coming on. Park and brake light. Let's do a checklist here. After start, this is a long one. We're not going to do any of the tests today. External power is off. Main bus tie. Oops, did forget that. Main bus tie off. Bleed air 1 and 2 on as required. Battery temps. Check condition levers. Will come to max. This is basically a testing. We open the hydraulic 3 isolation valve. If you guys haven't seen that, look, watch this. So here's hydraulic 3. Isolation valve open. Now we do full travel. And you can verify it here. And then we'll go back to normal. Basically, this walks you through some after start text. Flaps, we're going to go position 1 to flaps 5. De-ice pressure, let's check, we don't need that. Rudder travel, it's not really good because my rudders suck. Steering switch is on. I'm going to use my TCA my TCA Airbus yaw axis twist grip as the tiller. So I'm going to be using my twist grip on my joystick as the tiller. I've got that bound up nicely there. Steering switch is on. Windshield, we have all that. Flight taxi, we're going to do all that. We're going to do all that. Yaw damper on as well. Okay, so we're kind of skipping all these. When we do full-blown flights on this airplane, maybe slight tutorials type stuff, then we'll be more in depth. But everything else looks good. We're going to go taxi light on. Brakes released. Get that out of the way. Ulsan traffic, ANA 357. We're going to be taxiing the runway 36 with the back taxi.
Percent traffic, all Nippon 420 behind the company push and start.
Alright. The sounds are fantastic. Finally an airplane released that does not require a sound pack at all. 0 sound pack required. Oh, I love that. That transition from forward pitch to flat. When I would taxi around with Beechcraft and stuff, I would just play with that all the time. I love taxiing turboprops. You do have to keep a little bit of power in there, because think about it, it's not like a jet engine where even at idle thrust you still have this massive output of thrust out the back. When you put those blades to flat pitch, there's really not much push in the aircraft. So if you come straight to idle, depending on your weight, it's really going to start slowing down on you. Definitely a little bit more to taxi and turboprop than a jet engine. Jets typically run away from you. Did I ever try the Majestic Q400? Absolutely. I flew the Majestic Dash 8. I flew the wings off of that airplane, man. When it dropped, I flew it. I don't even know. I'd have to see if I can find like my old FSX logs. I think I flew that airplane for a year straight. I think that was the only thing I flew. At the time that it released, I was already on the Embraer, but I was thinking that I would maybe fly the Q at some point, or I was very fascinated with the Q400 because I'd been flying on it, jump seating on it, been commuting on it, or deadheading on it. So I was very fascinated with the Q400 as just an aircraft in of itself. And then when it released for FSX, I was all over it. I was like, I got to get this airplane, and I would try to use some stuff. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to find some old SOPs from that company that used to operate them, and then we're going to go try to, you know, be a little bit more realistic as far as SOP stuff. Because depending on the airline, you can do a lot of different things, especially with climb profiles. Some guys use, some airlines require vertical speed, some require an IAS hold, whatever. So it just depends on what airline, what SOP you got. Nippon, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Nippon 357. What's up, Aleem? Good to see you here, man. now that we are, you know, away from the gate, I'll be able to talk to you guys more, and I can't wait to show you the cabin. Yes, the INI A300 310 sounds are fantastic. You'd say the Q are slightly better. I'll tell you this, well, I gotta say, I haven't done a full flight yet in this, but so far, from what I've heard flying this airplane around, and just watching other streamers, there is no sound pack that is ever going to be needed for this airplane. It sounds so good. And right here, so when so I'm going to bring the props out. Now listen when they transition. They don't just go from no noise to that deep bass. There's a slight high-pitched transition. Listen. It's like a ching, that ching sound. I just love it. Would you be doing a few E170 streams? Oh, absolutely. When they release the V2, you know, I should probably check out the old version, because I have all the SSG and the X-Craft. I have both of them, but they just weren't really up to my standards. But the V2s look amazing, and when they release, you can expect full-blown tutorials and video series on that. That was my first real jet, I guess my first airline aircraft. Alright, so we're going to hold it here for a second, and we're going to go over a couple things here. The cup of coffee near the circuit breakers? Yeah, that is slightly concerning. And you can pull circuit breakers. You can pull these circuit breakers. So, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this airplane, I tell you right now. And then actually, let me go ahead and turn the steering switch off before I forget. Alright, lineup checklist. Bleed air 1-2, we're going to turn it off. Anti-collision white. TCAS on. Flight controls, landing lights. All that. So pretty simple. So, TCAS, that is one thing. I have really forgot to figure out where you are. Aha. TCAS is here. Now, to turn you on. Let's ident. You're in standby mode. Alright, now this is one thing I'm drawing a blank. I probably should have checked. How do I get you in altitude mode? This is all PG1 emergency call. How do we get El Transponder into altitude mode? Column 1 is set. Let's get our auto feather arm. We're going to need that. While you guys answer, help me in chat. I'm going to turn off the bleeds here. We're going to get white and all our lights on. Brake is set, normal. Long click. Is it a long click? Yes, thank you. HK, you're the man. Thank you, sir. Alright. We're lined up, ready to go. Auto feathers on. We didn't do one of the most important things. Outsell. And I got to bind Toga. I couldn't find the binding. I wonder if it's just a standard Toga. Go around set. You know, this FMS is still wigging out here. Oh well, we'll see what happens here as soon as we get airborne. I think it'll be fine. If it continues to jitter, we'll just fly VOR to VOR. Alright, you guys ready? Hold on, one of the best sounds. We're gonna bring our props full forward. And into flight idle we go. Are you guys ready? Let's get the brakes off and get my button down. Power axis. Here we go. Oh, this airplane. I could literally do a whole flight from the window view. Oh, I never set my V-speeds. There we go. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. You're up. Flyby.
Subscriber ahead. Book up.
Sun traffic behind company departing.
Curious, we go nav.
420, we are backtracking 36.
Ulsan traffic, Nippon 357, off 36 out of 700. We're going to do the course reversal at or above 3,000. Last call, Ulsan. Alright, I'm going to turn off XP Realistic because I don't like my profile. I'm going to do some more work on it. Okay, this is definitely wigging out here. Oh, I need to go ahead and bring you back. MCL. I'm gonna go heading here. We're just gonna continue the left turn. Clear you, should have cleared you. Heading select, come around to the left. I'm gonna go autopilot 1, yaw dampers on, and we're gonna do a speed hold, IIS hold. I'm gonna bump you up to 180, IIS hold, flap 0. Now let me try to work this box here. Let's just go direct to 5. Why would you be glitching out on me? It's tracking the LNAV. It's okay. What we're going to do, hey, we might just have to do a all green needle flight. Flyby! Get your flybys in now. Look at those beautiful clouds. I didn't have that FMS behavior either. This is the first time I've seen it. First time I've seen that. I think it had to be something that I screwed up in here. Could it be because it's not because we left the no links in there? I'll delete those. There's our EOA. Yeah, I don't know, because it's working just fine.
Sun traffic on inbound 420, taking off runway 36.
Flyby. Gosh, the sounds are awesome on this airplane. Alright, so what we're going to try, let's try something here. We're out of a 7.5. Now, depending on your SOP, you might have a different time when you turn your auto feather off. Sometimes it's cruise, sometimes it's above 10,000. I'm going to leave it until we hit 10,000. Probably kill it now anyway. Auto feather off. What I'm going to do is we're going to mess with this. We're going to go green needle. So, it's going to get interesting. Airports. No, let me go maps. Here, at least we have it. Let's do it old school. 14-0. on VHF, VOR 2. There's 10,000. Let's go ahead and turn the lights off. Oh, leads need to come back on. You can see there's a lot to forget if you don't follow a checklist, so I suggest you follow the checklist. I'm trying to do this all from memory here. We'll go ahead and dial up the speed now to 200. You had your that jitter, Niels. Yeah, that's the first one. Crossfill to FMS2. I've been using FMS2 is also doing it though. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's when I put it on FMS. Let me try something here. No, menu, nope. Menu, cross-fill from FMS2. Let's see what happens. And then we're going to do a DTO number 5, enter. So it's resequencing, but no, it's just glitching out. We're in wings level. What is VOR1 is freaking out. My flaps are up. Flaps are 0. A little troubleshooting here. What I want to do is tune. Remote tuning not configured. Uh-oh. Well, in that case, I'll do it off number 2. 14.0. Oh, is it because we're on? Yeah, we're on VOR2. Dang it. I'm gonna go back here. VOR2. Well, I want to let me tune VOR2. VOR2. $14.0. Enter. There we go. And now I go nav source, VOR2, course, direct to. Yeah, I updated. Alexandra Malini, thank you so much for the dono. $54 rupee dono, appreciate that, sir. Let's go nav, VOR. We're going to track to it that way for a moment. It says, amazing airplane. Wish I had the opportunity to fly some turboprop like that. I flew the Turbojet L410 and survived. That's amazing as well. Cool stream, my friend shows. Alexander, thank you so much for the dono, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that support, man. Yeah, this is one hell of an airplane to fly, man. I you know, at the time, I wanted to be in a jet because I had already been flying turboprops. But yeah, looking back, I think it would have been really fun to fly this airplane. The Turbojet L410, that's something I don't have to look up. I'm not even familiar with that aircraft. But I appreciate your support, man. Thank you so much for the donation. Glad to have you on the channel. I know this stream is, you know, just improvise, adapt, and overcome. Having a little issue there. That's all right. I'm still bent on figuring this thing out. 299 or 2. So it looks like it's a needle that's being displayed. What I want to do is not display that needle. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So now we've got the flickering off. Now let me sync my heading bug up here. Actually, let's make a left turn in heading mode. There's alt. We had alt cell selected, so we're leveling. Remember, fly the airplane first. This is real world troubleshooting here. We're going to go heading. And we're going to turn manually, heading select, confirm. We're going to let the speed build up here a little bit before we reduce our power. Okay, so now if I go to source FMS 1, it's still flickering. No, it shouldn't do that either way. I think it's definitely just a bug or a glitch or something that I did incorrectly. So that's fine. We can get rid of it though by just doing VOR navigation. So we want to intercept the outbound radial, which I have no idea what it is. It looks to be about 160. So I'm going to do heading. We're going to heading over. We're going to join. Now we're going to go ahead and bring our props back. MCR. And we'll go ahead and bring the power levers back. Just a tad there. Flight high is good. 72. Torque. 263. Maybe I need to pop the breaker? I'm just curious. Hey, look at that. We're getting somewhere now. Nav. Hey, I can deal with that. LNAV out 19,000. Flyby. Hey, we figured it out. We figured it out. Whoo! Look at these clouds, y'all. I'm super excited to show you this. Let me turn down the volume because it's going to be loud. Go outside. You guys all with your LES clouds. How about that for clouds right there? Look at that for clouds. I'm doing a little tweaking. I mean, that looks real. Where's a good view? This aft view right here, look at that, right over the puffies. All right. Reduce the noise by raising the wipers. Raising the wipers? The wipers are stowed, are they not? L wipers. Huh. Well, I'll be damned. This is one of those things where we're talking about details. I'm going to pull the power back a little bit more because we are just, I don't want to get there too fast. It's a short flight. I want to enjoy it. Let me zoom that range out just a little bit more. So we need to look at the detail here. The sound, whoever said to do this, shout out to you. And if you haven't hit the like button, you need to hit the like button for this, because this is something I've never seen before on a simulator. The wind noise, airplanes with wipers all are loud. It's loud whenever you have wipers, and depending on the wipers, it's even louder. But when they're in the stowed position, they are perpendicular to the airflow, right? So you hear that. Listen. When I park them, that goes away. Oh, dang it. You gotta be quick. See? So here, this is actually in the, you just shut it off in the vertical position, but now when I go to the traditional park, take a listen. Hear the difference in sound? That's crazy. That is unbelievable detail. Unbelievable detail. Flyby. Clouds are not volumetric, yeah, but they also don't look like a bunch of potatoes. I take this over potato clouds. I mean, I spent an entire day tweaking. I bought the, or not I bought, I did the testing version of the ES. I know you guys love it. I just can't. I don't know. I can't do it, man. It's just Active Sky and X-Vision. But no, you need enhanced cloudscapes. No, man. No, no, sir. These clouds look 10 times more realistic than 100% mashed potato clouds. They just do. They just do. I don't know. I mean, go outside and look at clouds. Look at pictures of clouds and airplanes. I'm not nothing against enhanced skyscapes. I know a lot of y'all love it, but I just can't. I just can't do it. I even got the demo. I tried tweaking it. I don't know. I think maybe if I had a 3090 and I could really soften them up a little bit, that would be better, but they just seem too opaque. They just seem too opaque. What happened to the A300 stream? I got called out. I posted a short video for everybody to check out, explaining what happened. And I ended up getting called at 3 o'clock in the morning that day. It was my last day of being on call. So I had to cancel that stream. And today, you know, we didn't have a lot of time to do that 500-mile flight over to China. So we're going to pick up in China after this. This is kind of a reposition. We're heading down to this airport here. Then we're going to get on the A300 and we're going to head over to Shanghai. And it's going to be stunning. So if you guys want to see the Shanghai ultra scenery, which is blowing my mind, it blows my mind how detailed it is, and it really doesn't in fact frames too much because it's mostly CPU heavy, and I'm running an i9. So even though my graphics card is a little outdated, my CPU is pretty good. A nice little weather reload there. We just got rid of my nice clouds I was looking at. What the heck, man? But it's gonna be a good stream. I hope you guys tune in for that one. You look at clouds from all sides now, Glenn. Morning, Classic Traveler. Good to see you here. Yeah, volumetric clouds. I think the only sim that has good volumetric clouds is DCS. I think, you know, I've seen some screenshots though of X-Plane 12, which looks pretty darn good. But we'll see. Okay, so this is kind of, we all got kind of jacked up here, and because I want to fly with you guys a little bit longer, I don't quite want to end the stream as soon as this is going to end. What we're going to do is I'm going to set up a full procedure. We're going to just X this whole arrival. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull up the approach chart for ILS 36 at RJFF, and I'm going to fly the full approach with a procedure turn, because why not make life more hard than it already has to be flying this airplane single pilot. So what we're going to do is we're going to go direct to Fukuoka 14.5, and then we're going to fly outbound. We're going to do a procedure turn and then fly the ILS inbound. So, first things first, let's get that dialed in here. 14.5 in FM or in the nav 2. We'll put that up there. ILS frequency for the approach is going to be 108.9er. I'm going to throw that into the primary ILS freak. Okay, that looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to semi-clean up this box here. I'm going to go flight plan. And we're going to go... Is Fukuoka on here? I hope it is. Is it DGC? It is. 19er. So I'm going to clean up the box. Oh no. 19er. Enter. That's going to clean up the FMS a little bit for us. Uh-oh. What's happening? I lost use of my keys. There we go. Okay. I guess I hit the keypad button to type. There we go. Alright, what we need to do is let's set a lower altitude. Let's go heading mode. And again, this is not really a full-blown tutorial stream at all here. I just want to have some fun with this airplane. So Fukuoka is 14.5. We're going to switch the nav source to VOR 2. And we're also going to do a direct 2. So to do that, we're going to center the needle up, which is, we're just going to track that one there. Well, now we'll go nav. So now we're VOR star. We're going to lower our altitude down. We're going to start a descent. Let's go ahead and initially start down to 10,000 feet. I'm going to set 10,000 there. Out cell confirmed. We are in MCR. We're going to do a IAS descent, IAS hold. 240 is fine. Bring back the torque, and down we go. I'm on the wrong FMS. What do you mean? I'm not even using the FMS anymore. We're going to do it all manually. I had us go in direct DGC. Yeah, we're doing this all green needles is what we're gonna do, or blue needles, I guess would be the term now. That's set up. Let's do a flyby. Can we see window shade closing? You can literally open and close every window shade here. Unbelievable. All right, heading sync view back up. All right, so we're tracking to the VOR. We're going to bring the power back a little bit more because we are going to be a little bit high. All right, so let's focus on this. Our final approach course for the ILS is going to be 338 inbound, but we need to track it outbound. We can do a course reversal off of the LOC, off of the back course. So this is going to be a little bit spicy. I want to put the FO into nav source ILS 1, and he's going to be on course 338. But the reversal, you can't get reverse sensing with an HSI in theory. So we're going to just set 338 for the FO, which I guess I should have went the other way. I was right there. 338 for the FO is set. This is how airplanes used to fly. So we're going to cross over the Fukuoka VOR. We're going to track outbound. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up the back course. I think we're already going to pick it up because if I look over here, no, we don't have any DME yet. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up the back course. We're going to track outbound on the 108.9er. Once we get out to 17 miles, that's Hawks intersection, we're going to do a procedure turn. We'll make a right turn back around to intercept. Hawks reversal is at 4,000 feet. So if we cross at 10,000, we'll be looking pretty good. We only got 6,000 feet to lose as we fly over the VOR. That is looking fine and dandy. Let's go in here. Let's just kind of do a descent here. Altimeters, I do need a set of that. Active sky says 1022. Which is hectopascals 3017. Set. 3017 is set. Captain Tom, what's going on, man? Got to see Captain Tom here. Guys, give Captain Tom a shout out. He completed his first solo flight. What was it, last week, man? First solo. Awesome. Love to see that. Glad you had fun. You got it on video too, which is absolutely awesome. Glad to see you here, man. Thank you for the new subscriptions. Guys that are just tuning in, I know anytime you fly a new airplane on the channel, it brings new viewers. I do appreciate y'all sticking around and subscribing. This stream has been a little bit off the cuff. You can probably tell there was zero rehearsal for this stream, but I just was 110% excited to fly this aircraft, so I had to do it. I've never once attempted a landing in X-Plane 11 in the Q400. So we're going to see how we do, but if you want to see a little bit more, I don't want to say professional, but a little bit more skipping around and more streamlined content, do stick around. I do appreciate the subscription. Typically I do a little bit better job, but this is just kind of a first run, first look for me and trying to refresh my Q400 ways of the Majestic Dash 8. As of right now, as far as sounds, cockpit manipulation, detail, this airplane, in my opinion, is still ahead of the Majestic Dash 8. And now I haven't flown that airplane since the old FSX days when it first came out. So I don't know where it is now, but I will say that I am enjoying this airplane more than I remember enjoying the Dash 8, the Majestic one. And that probably has a lot to do with, being on X-Men 11. It's new. Everything seems to work well. So, Miss Jungles, welcome to Private Pilot. Glad to have you on board, Miss Jungles. You've been around as a mod. I do sincerely appreciate your time and your modding that you do for the channel. So thank you so much. Glad to have you here. But yeah, now you get members. Now you get access to all the members-only content, Miss Jungles. So be sure to check out the shorts video. I know you guys love those. I always post short. I don't say always, but I always try to post shorts when I'm out on the road, when I'm flying. I put together little 15-second clips for you. So I know y'all enjoying that. As far as the podcast, guys, I know I'm way behind, but the problem is I don't have a computer at home to do it. I normally like to do, pour myself a nice bourbon and sit back and really discuss the whole podcast and then get it out for you. But because my office is no longer in my house, it's made it much more challenging to do that because it takes a lot of time to record, a 40-minute podcast or something and then do the editing for it and upload it. So I am going to get it out. It's just the only time that I've had free, I've spent streaming. So I'm working, I come home, hang out with my family, and then any free time I have, I'm back here streaming. So it's been hard to get the podcast out, but it is coming. I will have one coming out for you. We're going to talk all things A340, talk about this airplane a little bit more in detail, and of course the cockpit confessionals, which you guys love. So it should be fun. Here's our Outstar approaching 10,000. Let's do a little bit of math here, shall we? Does anyone know what sky colors? I'm using X Vision, and this is a tweaked, I believe it's a tweaked vivid preset. I'd have to double check, but as far as I think that's accurate. All right, so we're actually getting pretty close. If we've got 10,000 feet, we got to go 17 miles, 4,000 feet to lose. Oh wait, no, 6,000 feet, 6, 12, 18 miles. So we want to start just a little bit before the VOR here. I'm going to scroll the range down a little bit more. And real quick, I wonder if I can back myself up here. Menu, no, list. Nope. Menu, arrive. Next. Does it have... There's Hawks. So we'll just leave it for now. I have to get back in this box, and if you press flight plan, it's essentially scrolling the pages for you. It's a shortcut trick. But I gotta have to spend some more time before I rage. Miss Jungles, I've been here for nearly 2 years. It's probably about time. Miss Jungles, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Gustavo says, hey everyone, did any of your passengers ever recognize your voice in real life? Have a spooky approach, Skipper. Oh, it's good. I'm already spooked out, man, about this. I've had one. I believe I had one guy come up. Yeah, I had one guy come up and ask me, and I was very impressed. But other than that, no one really has brought it up. What's funny is I don't think I've talked to any other crew member about flight simulation. It just is something that I guess we don't bring up. I mean, I don't really bring it up. I try to keep my work life and, my hobbies separate anyway, but if someone brings up flight simulation, I'm sure as heck going to talk about it. It just has never really come up, so maybe the guys I fly with don't play flight sim. Who knows? All right, once we cross over the VOR, we're going to try to pick up the outbound. Oh, look, we've got it. So this is going to be interesting. So in theory, if this is lined up, 338 outbound should be 158 on the course. So I'm going to select heading. I'm going to go 158 here just so I have an idea. And I'm also going to select 4,000 feet. We're going to select 4,000. Alt cell, live and die by alt cell. The amount of altitude violations the Q400 has gone through is pretty astronomical. And I'm not even going to sequence a box because I want to fly this all old school. And we are approximately 5 miles from VOR, and we're going to switch nav sources. That's why we're on VOR 2 right now, because I want to use VOR 1, but I'm going to do that after we establish outbound. And we're going to do an IIS hold. Actually, no, we're going to do vertical speed. Let's start working her down. Start bringing that power back. Heading. Vertical speed, let's do 1,000 feet per minute. Bring that torque back a little bit. Now I'm going to change my course to 158. And what I want to do, let's see if we can go nav source to ILS 1. Now, theoretically, you cannot get reverse sensing on an HSI. So we're going to see what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set FO now to VOR 2. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to come a little bit more left. We're at 10,000 feet. Let's light it up. Get those seatbelt signs back on. Never turned them off. My apologies. 284 watching, only 100 something likes. Man, you guys must not like the Q400 then, huh? How dare you? Alright. No glide slope set. That's okay. We're going to do landing flap 35, or is it 15 as normal? We'll do 35. 15, you basically just don't flare. I think, if I remember correctly. 220, we can probably slow down a little bit more. I'm waiting for this needle to switch over. You can see the VOR, we're starting to capture the outbound course. I want to see if this does look like it's going to work as intended. So we're going to track the outbound loc. Is there a back course button? There is. So now we're going to track outbound. That's the wrong course. Oh boy. Now I did it. There we go. Almost just flew us into the mountains, guys. Almost just flew us into the mountains. So I had the wrong course set initially, so I was about to turn right and fly into the mountains. And now we need to go back to the right. Oh boy, she's getting unstable. A little power in there. What are you doing? Airplane. Oh, it tracked the back. Oh, that's what it's doing. Heading select. Gosh, you see that? It captured the back course, now it's trying to turn back around. Wow. Fubar, you've been loving the stream. I appreciate it, man. We're doing S-turns here on our outbound course. 180 knots, that's fine. Yeah, we're definitely doing S-turns over the outbound. I shouldn't have armed back course. That was the improper use of that button, and it dang near cost us. But this is good. This is good training. That's why I don't want to sequence a box right now, because I want to rely on this. The last time I've flown pure needles like this has been some other, probably substream we did. So this is a good refresher for myself as well. We're 3.9 outbound. We're going out to Hawks intersection, which can be identified by 17.1 DME off the loc. We're tracking the proper loc, 108.9. Now we just need to get back on the course. We're descending down to 4,000. That's our minimum altitude here before the procedure turn. You can see our glide slope is picking up, but we don't want to pay any attention to that. Mentally, when you're flying this in real life, if you're IMC, you've got to be so engaged with the airplane, because one misstep like what I did there, the airplane started to turn off, can definitely cost you. that torque back a little bit. Man, we went way off course, didn't we? Looks like we're about to pick up on it again. Steve says, my real pilot friend thinks simming is silly, but wonders how I know so much when we fly. Yeah. You know, a lot of guys look at it as a training tool. You know, that's kind of what, you know, you're in this career as your day job. Anytime you get in a sim, it is a tool. It's training. And, you know, a lot of guys don't want to bring that home. All right, here it comes. Turn outbound. Almost 1,000 feet to go. Outcell is armed. Confirm. 8 miles, so another 10 miles or so, and then we're going to do a procedure turn. I'd like to stable at about 180 knots. Need to get my torque settings back. Gustavo says, after the stream end, we have a number for you to call due to airspace violations. Oh, man. Already getting violated on a Sunday. That's not good. 1,000 to go. Check. Now, will she track outbound? I'm going view our star. I'm not even sure this is the proper way to do this. I don't think it will. No, heading select. It's not doing what I want it to do. Let me try the back course button again. Is it going to turn all the way around? Let's see. Back course star. Now, a lot of airlines, believe it or not, they inhibit the use of back course procedures because it can really get you disoriented, especially back course with a full procedure turn. All right, we're leveling 4,000. We're 12 miles. Speed's coming back to 180 knots. What are my flap speeds in this bad boy? Anybody know? Probably should have looked into that. No flap speeds posted anywhere? Oh, over here maybe? Max maneuvering speeds. Pressurization. Here we go. 200, 180. Oh, that's easy. 200, 180. So 180 we can go flaps 5. There we go. Flaps 5. Power back in. Back course. Look at that. Look, we're tracking. This is cool. This is one heck of, this is disorienting. We are on a back course track, so we're actually tracking the localizer outbound, so everything is opposite. But once we get to 17 miles, we're going to do a procedure turn. We're just going to make it up. We're going to make a right 270 all the way back around to 030 to intercept the loc inbound. We're at 4,000 feet. Once we make the procedure turn, we can descend to 3,800 to pick up the glide slope over Harry inbound. I guess I'm not nearly as engaged with you guys in the chat as I wanted to be this morning. Sorry about that, guys. This is just too much fun. Look at the terrain we're flying in, though, right here. Are you kidding me? Like, no joke. Don't want to mess this procedure up. All right, 17 point. We're there. So now we're going to go heading, spin it around. And we're going to stop it before going past the 180 because then the airplane might actually turn back to the left. You don't want to do that. 180 knots, 4,000 feet. We're in the procedure turn. So as the course gets out of the 180 line, I'm going to continue to heading over. And I'm going to set up about a 30-degree intercept. We'll go ahead and inhibit terrain on the procedure turn. Probably something you don't want to do. All right, so I'm going to come all the way around 030, about a 45-degree intercept. Now, once we are on a course to intercept, then I will rearm the approach mode here, and we'll see if it actually picks it up. If not, then we'll just hand fly it. But we are flaps 5, 180 knots. Let's do an approach check, altimeters, fuel transfer, tank aux pumps 1 and 2 on. Oops. Standby is on normal, or standby hydraulic pressure and P2 control on. Oh boy, I forgot that as well. Close that. Fly the airplane and then we'll do our checklist. Alright, we're in the turn a little bit more. Actually, you know what, let's keep coming back. Let's do an IIS hold now that we've turned, and we have to be established inbound to descend to 3,800. So I'm going to set 3,800. Arm the approach. Loc is white. Glide slope is white, signaling they're armed. We're 170 knots. Flaps 5. What did I just bump? I bumped my the prop lever. I'm actually going to come back to about 160 knots. Let's go ahead and bring back that torque a little bit more. Continue with this. The passenger sign's on. Caution warning check. Cabin secure. Landing check is where we are at. Landing gear flaps, condition levers, max, and everything else. Okay, so here's 170 Loc star. Outcell, IIS hold. Power's coming back. 180, so we're going to go flaps 10. That's our gear warning horn. I shouldn't have done that. Or is that our power configuration? Might be our configuration warning. Let's get the gear down then. We'll get it down a little bit early. Yep. We'll go ahead and get the terrain back online. Out. Resync our heading bug. Haven't even looked outside once yet. This is a lot of fun, actually. I hope you guys enjoy this. Something a little bit different. As far as V speeds, I don't even know what you would use here. That's something I also should have looked into, like an approach speed. Performance, let's take a look. Right now we're doing 30 FPS. We're doing 30 FPS. We are flying in some pretty highly densely populated scenery here. But you can see my frames, 34, 30 FPS. Drop to 28 here in the cabin. But not, you know, it's heavier. But on my system, it hasn't been too terrible. Okay, there's Loc. We're going to start coming back. We'll do about 140. We need to go flaps 15. Love that. Look at the wheels just barely spinning there in the wind. Look, I tapped the brakes and they stopped rotating. That is unbelievable. The amount of detail is unbelievable. Alright, so we're on the approach. I'm going to keep working that power back. Make sure that is set. Prop levers are forward. And we are good to go in case of a go-around. We're glide slope star. We're going to keep coming back until we select. We're not quite there yet to go flaps full. But everything else is bleed air min as required. In case we got to do a go-around, we're on min. We'll leave the lead running. We're not very heavy, so we'll be all right with that. It's no terrain to worry about on the mist approach. If we botch this and have to go mist, basically straight out to Fukuyuku and a left turn. All right, here it comes. Let's go flaps full. Unbelievable. $119 our ref speed. That looks good. Hey, we did it. We did a full procedure ILS. Check this out. This is cool. I love doing this stuff. Here we go. We flew outbound. We made our mistake. We almost went into the terrain there, but we caught it. Tracked the outbound Loc, did our procedure turn, intercepted, and here we are. There's runway 12 o'clock. I think I'm going to hand fly it. You don't use pounds, Christian. Well, that's unfortunate, man, because pounds got us to the moon. I know that triggers a lot of people. Actually, it was in kilograms first, and then they had to convert it. Yes, I know. I had this discussion with Cosmic all the time. VREF is between the two arrows. Perfect. All right, we're flaps 35. Flight mode armed. I'm going to turn the autopilot off. Autopilot disengaged. I'm going to hand fly. Because I've not once flown this airplane, hand flown. I've not done a single approach yet, so enjoy it. A little hazy morning here in the south side of Japan, or the southwest side of Japan. I forget what the name of that island. I think this is an island too that we're on. I love doing these tours. I mean, I never in a million years would have flown to this airport had it not been for you guys on stream doing an Asia Pacific tour. I get to learn more geographic stuff, like where things are, and oh, that's where that is. Just cool. It's a really cool experience. I'm liking this scenery here. This is just a default scenery, but it's got an expansion that I picked up off the org. RJFF added some skyline to it. Just trying to follow the glide slope here. Yeah, Tyler Smith. It's just the default RJFF enhancement pack, I believe, and it was just on the org forums, I guess you should say. One thing I've noticed is I'm starting to get a little bit of right aileron roll glitch with my honeycomb. Have you guys noticed that? I don't know if it's this cable, but sometimes when I make a pitch command, I get like, you'll see my yoke just jitter to the right real quick. I don't know why. I think she needs a little bit more power. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more power in there. Probably should have auto feather armed, huh? Definitely probably should have auto feather armed. There we go. Sam says what I've seen reducing power in the air has interesting
traffic,
effects.
only bound 420. We are beginning our approach on runway 34 ILS.
So he is beginning the approach. I don't remember how to say this airport properly, so I'm not going to make a radio call. 500 stable, down to land, clear to land, old school props, gump check, gas undercarriage mixture props. And we don't really have a mixture. We have condition levers, prop levers, and power levers. They're not thrust, they're not throttles, they are power levers. Hand flying this approach is pretty nice. 2 whites, 2 reds. Seeing the shadow kind of come out on the bottom left of my screen is pretty cool as well. Alright, now we're a little bit high, that's okay. High on the slope, but we're on the pappies.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh yeah, that's a cruncher. That's a cruncher. I think we put it right on the marks, but we we had a little cruncher there. We'll take this one here. Oh, those props are awesome. Let's go ahead and clean it up. Clearing the runway, get my nose wheel steering switch on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fukuyuku. And Fukuyuku traffic in the pond 357. We're clear of active 34. Taxi to the ramp. Where are we going? Let's go over here, over to that gate. What I'm going to do now, let's go ahead and bring you guys back to...
Fukuoka traffic, only bound 420, intercepting ILS 34.
Keep it moving. How you doing? I need to go get red. Turn the strobes off. Need a crunch emoji. Look at the hazy morning here in Japan. I love it. Alright, what we can also do, we'll turn off all that. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That's what I wanted to do. And... Feather 2. Fuel off. Been wanting to say that for the last 15 years. Probably should have shut the bleeds off and changed the hydraulics and all that, but come on, man. Taxiing in, feather 2, gotta love it. I'm pretty sure there is, we need to do that. Clear you out. Aux pumps can come off. Auto feather. Oh, I could have tested the auto feather is what I should have done. Bus tie needs to come on. Yeah. I just got too excited. I just wanted to feather an engine, okay? Give me a break. Because I want to look at that. How cool is that? Berto360, thank you for the $5 bomb. He says, we made it. Good job. Hey, we sure did made it. We're all over the taxiway here. But I'm just excited to be flying this airplane again. It is cool. It has been a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to clean it up. We'll get our FMS cleaned up. I've got some really cool streams planned for China. We're going to be heading over there on the next stream. We're probably going to take the INI 300 out of here and go over to Shanghai. You guys are going to love that sunset approach. It's absolutely beautiful with the scenery. And then we're going to do some short hops in the Q400 in China. A little more juice on that turn I needed. I'm trying to do an Airbus turn here. You're supposed to taxi on 2? You're right. Is it 2? Yeah, because you do boarding on 1. Yeah, that's right. My bad, Aleem. My bad. Brake set. Should have started the APU. John Padfield, welcome to Commercial Pilot, sir. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Exclamation point, welcome for your new perks. Glad to have you on, man. Looks like this guy is still out there. We'll watch this other Q landing here. So while we wait up for the APU, we're going to go ahead and shut down. That's on. And that's good. And what we're going to do now is go here. Oh, no. And here. Zzz. Real quick, what I'm going to go over before we do the replay, because I want to watch that other Q400 landing, is I'll show you or explain what I did with my Bravo quadrant. I think, as of now, this is, to me, the most intuitive way of flying this airplane. And I know there's a bunch of different preferences out there, but I'm kind of going off of, it may not be the most, I don't know, maybe it's probably not the simplest way to do it, but it definitely feels like it is more realistic of when I used to fly turboprops and manipulating the control levers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go park it over here on the runway real quick, and I will explain it to you.
Traffic, only 0.420, engine 1 is down, I'm trying to land.
He is coming into land, so we'll set it up right here. We'll watch his approach. All right, so there he is out there. So what I've done for my throttles, I've got the Honeycomb Bravo, and I have the Airbus add-on. If you don't have the Airbus add-on, you can probably still do this with the default Boeing levers. You could probably use the Boeing levers and the GA levers. Now, I didn't use the traditional prop levers, the blue handles, for my throttles, or for my prop levers, I should say, because you have these weird detents here on the axis. So what I have done, is he going around? We ain't got time for go-arounds. Go-around is not an option, sir. So as far as the power levers are concerned, I've put the GA throttles on the far left. So I got rid of the speed brake axis. So my first two levers are power levers, and the go around button that is on the throttle, or power lever, I should say, is my move both throttles through the detent. So all I have to do is position where I want to go, and I press and hold that go around button, and it moves it out of the detent. So I never have to take my hand off the power levers to adjust what I want to do for my power settings here. It makes it very intuitive. Now the same, let's go ahead and talk about the props here after this guy stalls it. Ooh, he's coming in fully feathered propellers. I love it. Glider mode. Not bad. It actually looked a little bit better than mine. Nicely done, sir, whoever flew that one in. Nicely done. Nicely done. So let me show you here in the settings as well, because I think it's important, if you guys have the Bravo, it's important you set it up intuitively. So we talked about here, these are my go-around. This go-around is bound to use to pass the gate on both power handles, because whenever you're passing the gate on the power handle, you're probably going to use it on both. And if you have it on an axis, you can actually move one or the other. So it's super intuitive. I love that. Now, I skipped this axis here. I put the rubber thing in here. I don't use this axis because I want to space out my grips. Now, over here for the props, I've used the Airbus levers for the props. And with the Airbus levers, I bound each auto throttle or auto thrust a disconnect button to prop up a bit for each one. So when I am in the cutoff position, like we are now, if I want to start engine number 2, I move my prop axis over here to that position, and all I do is I press that instinctive disconnect button on the thrust lever, and it brings it out of the detent. So now I don't have to take my hand off the prop lever to get it out of the start feather detent. Now, once I'm in the start feather position, I've bound the reverse detent to the fuel off. So I can do any detent I want with each lever at individually or not, however I want to do it, and it makes it very intuitive, and it may not look the most realistic on your desktop, but it feels to me like the most realistic, because the prop flying, I don't care if you're flying a twin Cessna or even a 172 for that matter, from any prop job, especially more important as you get into these prop liners, you are very much connected with this aircraft and this quadrant here. Your prop levers are just as important as your power levers. So you need to be manipulating them comfortably. So that's why I've got the Airbus grips over here for being able to manipulate in and out of the start feather. Because if I'm taking off and I blow an engine, maybe you guys don't fly with failures or whatever. But if I'm single engine, I just lost a critical engine and I need to feather it, I can do it without even looking at my throttle quadrant. I just do it with muscle memory on my hands. So that's how I have it set up. I hope that helps. Maybe you guys can mess with that, but I think that is the best way to do it as of right now. All right, he's clear of the runway. Let's look at some replays and let's get out of here, because it's a Sunday fun day. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nice landing, sir. I think I can't remember, you were watching the stream. I don't remember your name in the chat, but appreciate you flying along. I enjoyed having an or a Q400 friend. I think we're going to do a Q400 group flight. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly over to Shanghai. Ooh, I'm going to put up a poll. We either do one more short flight in this airplane and go down to that very south airport where we first flew into, which was really fun, and then we can do the INI over to Shanghai. I don't know. I'll put a poll up for the commercial members. Let's check out this touchdown. I just was way higher than I thought I was. Oh, man. Look at this. So I remember I used to be fascinated with this when I was deadheading on these airplanes. I would watch. The wheel is completely fully extended here, right? Because there's no weight on wheels. And I would judge everybody's landing because I want to see how much the strut compressed on touchdown. We damn near compressed the entire strut. Watch this. So we're going to come down. I just thought I was way lower to the ground than I was. Ran out of energy. It's a sight picture. Got to get that sight picture dialed in again. But let's see the strut compression here. I'd rate my landing in real life. I'd be like, crunch. And I've had some hard ones in real life too. Look at that. Oh man, we really did crunch that one. What you want is a nice greaser where you don't compress it as hard. But that's cool to just see that detail is phenomenal. We'll do a runway shot here, but I'm going to put a poll up for the commercial members, and we're either going to do one more stream in the Q400. We'll try to do it. We'll do it as a group flight down to that very southern airport, RJFK, and then we'll fly the INI 300 over to Shanghai, or we'll just go to Shanghai first, and then we'll fly around the Q400 around Shanghai. So I'll put a poll up if you're a commercial member. Make sure you are looking out for that. Oh man, hey, we got a good center line, but we just ran out of energy. This is a 100%. I'm an Airbus pilot trying to be cool. Because look, I flared. Look, I even started lowering the nose. I'm like, okay, yeah, my wheels should be touching down. I'm like, oh my God, I'm still 20 feet in the air. No more airspeed. Crunch. That is what happens when you don't have a good sight picture. It's like, yeah, I should be on the ground. Nope, not even close to the ground. I mean, that was a 3-pointer too. That was god-awful. But hey, we were on the center line. I'll take that. It's hard to do with my rudder pedals. So until next time, guys, I'm going to leave you with a few replays here. We'll watch this view. We'll do some wing views, and I'll leave you with one last wing view on the approach. I know I wasn't super interactive with y'all in chat, but I'm just super excited to be here, man. I just don't stream on Sundays very often. I love this airplane. I'm passionate about turboprop. So I hope you guys maybe saw something you didn't see before, or maybe you're looking at getting the Q400. You're not sure if it's for you. It is a niche airplane because, you know, I think it is more, it's kind of between, as far as nicheness, if that's not even a word. You know, you got the Beluga, which is a very, very niche airplane. This airplane is kind of between the Beluga and a CRJ because it's twin prop. You're not going to be going very far, very fast, but the amount of detail that's included in this airplane makes it a really complete product. Hopefully, if you see some more streams, maybe be convinced to pick it up. You won't be disappointed. I'll tell you that right off the bat. It's $80. I know it's it can be, depending on your financial status, it is an expensive add-on. There's no question about it. $80 US is pricey, but in my opinion, it's kind of like you get what you pay for. Look at the detail in the props change there. You're getting 110% detail, and it's very, very finished, very clean feeling. So I think you will enjoy it. I know you won't be disappointed, I can tell you that. But there'll be plenty more to come. Until next time, guys. Yeah, Christian, I almost hit the nose wheel, man. I know. I was trying not to mention it. But y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Until the next stream, I'm V1. See ya!